Welcome, Geo Space, to this week's weekly agenda video. It is for the week of September the 14th. And so this is a big week because we are moving away from and wrapping up our introductory unit or introduction to the class unit. We're going to be doing two big things this week. The first is the presentations of your STEM challenges. And the second is going to be an introduction to astronomy. Okay, so we're finally going to get into some content finally. Okay, briefly, most of what we do in class this week is going to be synchronous. Okay, and so it's going to rely on you showing up at the scheduled class time. If you are unable to, then this video should at least give you a chance at staying with what we're doing. Okay, so here's what we're doing briefly. The first is your STEM challenges, challenge presentations. Okay, and those are going to occur in your small collaborative study groups. I'll go over this in class, but in short, you're each going to have your own copy of this challenge presentations. As each group member goes through, you are going to collect their name, what their challenge was, the results of their challenge, whether or not their hypothesis was confirmed or not. Most should probably be not, but we'll see. And then as a group, you're going to ask the presenter a question, and then you're going to copy down a brief response. Okay, you're going to do that for every one of your group members. You don't have to record yourself. Okay, so that is step one, or item one on the agenda. The second item is actually going to be notes, specifically something called sketch notes, which we're going to do synchronously in class. I will be going over a series of slides with you guys, dealing with the introduction to astronomy. And so if you happen to miss the synchronous class, I'm going to do my best to record my lecture live. It won't be quite as good as you being there in person, but as you are listening to the lecture and going through the slides, all you will need this week is a blank sheet of paper. Okay, tangible, real paper. You're going to be doing notes on a single sheet of paper, and your goal is to try and fill an entire page. And the way that you're going to do it is by something called sketch notes. Okay, and I'll go over it again in class, but for those that are missing it, while I'm going through the slides, you are going to do these sketch notes. Okay, and so sketch notes in short are words, diagrams, boxes, icons, pretty much anything you can write down that will help you retain information. Okay, so if you're not big on writing paragraph notes, sketch notes is perfect, right? Words, images, and icons. All you need to do is write down a couple words here and there. If you're better at drawing pictures, draw pictures, right? Essentially anything goes, right? And here's some examples. Okay, so if you want to just write some shapes, if you want to draw like any big ideas, right? You can draw those big ideas in big words, or you could draw an image that represents it. You could be breaking things into frames, right? Here's another example of how sketch notes can go, right? Like you're going to box something off, right? Let's say we mentioned some type of telescope, and then you could draw an arrow to another type of telescope. Anything goes as long as you are writing down information. Okay, and sometimes that's a little uncomfortable because it's so free flow, but I think sketch notes are wonderful because there's no set routine or something that kind of contains you. You can do whatever you feel like as long as you're writing down. If you need to just start doodling, then this is perfect, right? So as long as you're writing down information, the keys are at least 2 takeaways and at least 1 question. Okay, somewhere on that page, but the rest is just filled up with information. And then we get to talking about it, but I'll do that as a recorded lecture. So those are the 2 items this week. Again, we'll be presenting our challenges in class, collecting information, and then we're going to be doing an intro lecture on topics that we'll cover in astronomy. and that will be the week. All right. Thank you, guys.